Welcome to The Explainer. I'll be your resident beauty expert today, guiding you through the exact science of achieving optimal lip hydration. Look, if you are completely over that sticky residue, or if you feel like your lips are just constantly chapped no matter what you slather on them, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're decoding the formulation behind the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Lip Shine and Lip Oil line. We're going to strip away the marketing and look strictly at the ingredients, the data, and the science to understand how this formula actually works on a cellular level.
Okay, let's run through our agenda real quick so you know where we're headed. First, beyond standard lip balms. Second, the hyaluronic sponge effect. Third, locking moisture with emollients. Fourth, sensitive skin formulation details. And finally, number 5, your daily application routine.
All right, let's get right to the root of the problems so many of us deal with every single day. Section 1, Beyond Standard Lip Balms, where we unpack the core hydration problem.
So why do traditional lip balms leave you constantly needing more? We've all been trapped in that frustrating cycle, right? You swipe on a standard, waxy balm, your lips feel okay for maybe 20 minutes, but then an hour later, they somehow feel even drier than before you started. Why on earth does that happen? Well, it really comes down to the fundamental difference between simply coating the lips and actually hydrating them. You see, many standard balms rely heavily on thick waxes that just sit right on top of the skin. They create a physical barrier, which is fine, but if there's absolutely no moisture underneath that barrier, your lips are just going to stay dehydrated under a layer of wax.
This comparison really hits the nail on the head. On the one side, standard waxy lip balms sit heavily on the surface. They are offering only temporary, superficial relief. They're basically just hiding the dryness. But on the flip side, we have hybrid lip oils and shines, exactly like the Neutrogena Hydro Boost line. These formulas are effectively merging deep skin hydration with aesthetic beauty. They're actually designed to penetrate and condition the lips using real, proven skincare actives, all while giving you a really lightweight, lustrous shine. This is what breaks you out of that constant reapplication cycle because you're finally treating the underlying dryness.
Now, what's genuinely fascinating here is the visual evidence. Check out this dramatization from the product's clinical packaging showing the physical impact of proper lip hydration paired with just a sheer tint. Look closely at that before image. The lips lack definition, the texture is super uneven, and the color's just kind of flat. But in the after image, by infusing those lips with proper deep hydration, they instantly look fuller, much more defined, and the texture is vastly improved. It brings back that natural, healthy rosiness. That's exactly what happens when you start treating your lip care as a true extension of your skincare.
Let's move over to the prescription phase and figure out how this formulation actually pulls this off. Section 2, the hyaluronic sponge effect and building a hydration foundation.
The absolute crucial element at play here is purified hyaluronic acid. If you follow skincare at all, you already know this powerhouse ingredient. It's a large polymer found naturally in our own skin. Its absolute superpower is that it is capable of binding up to 1,000 times its own weight in water. That's huge. By utilizing this as a primary active ingredient, the Hydro Boost formula acts as a really powerful humectant. That basically means it behaves like a magnet, literally drawing water directly into the upper layers of your lip tissue.
I absolutely love this quote from the cosmetic database Instadecoder regarding hyaluronic acid. It's naturally in our skin and behaves there like a sponge. As a beauty expert, I literally want you to picture your lips like a dry, shriveled up sponge just sitting there on your kitchen counter. Standard balms? They just coat that dry sponge in a thick layer of wax. The sponge is still completely bone dry on the inside, but hyaluronic acid actually infuses that sponge with water. The sponge absorbs it, plumps up, expands, and becomes incredibly soft and elastic again. That is the exact physiological mechanism happening to your lips.
But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Drawing water into the sponge just isn't enough. If you leave a wet sponge out on the counter, what happens? The water evaporates. We absolutely have to seal it in. So Section 3, locking moisture with emollients, and the power of emollients. This ingredient breakdown shows us exactly how the formula seals up that hydration barrier. Once the hyaluronic acid pulls the water in, these specific emollients step up to trap it there. Look at your jojoba seed oil first. This is brilliant because it chemically mimics human sebum. That's our skin's natural oil, making it incredibly effective at repairing the skin barrier without causing any irritation whatsoever. Then we have pentaerythridyl tetraisosteriate, which is quite a mouthful. Basically, it's a liquid emollient that gives the product its rich, cushiony feel and that gorgeous non-sticky high gloss. Finally, caprylic acid triglyceride, which is derived from coconut oil, beautifully smooths out the surface texture of the lips. They all work together perfectly to deliver that aesthetic shine while doing some serious heavy lifting for moisture retention.
Now, if you happen to have sensitive skin, you already know that the wrong lip product can cause absolute havoc. So let's talk about Section 4, Sensitive Skin Formulation Details, specifically focusing on formulation safety.
The Neutrogena Hydro Boost line very deliberately excludes common irritants, making it an incredibly safe baseline if you're a sensitive consumer. Notice its free-from profile. It is completely fragrance-free and essential oil-free. Those are actually two of the absolute biggest culprits for contact dermatitis on the lips. It's also formulated without any parabens and without mineral oil. In fact, it's actually earned a Skin Safe 100 rating. That means independent research from the Mayo Clinic confirms this product is 100% free of the top 11 most common skin allergens.
However, keeping things 100% objective here, I always have to point out that everyone's skin chemistry is totally unique. Rare, individual sensitivities can definitely still occur. For instance, in some skincare community discussions over on Reddit, a few users with highly reactive skin noted that they experienced some localized lip flaking. They ended up tracing this back to viscosity controllers used in the formula, specifically ingredients like polyisobutene and hydrogenated polyisobutene. Now, these are synthetic liquid oils that are widely considered completely safe, and they're used to enhance shine and waterproofing. But if you have ultra-sensitive skin that happens to react to synthetic polymers, it's always super wise to listen to your skin and maybe do a quick patch test with any new product. Okay, let's wrap up our consultation by translating all this amazing science into a practical daily regimen that you can start using right away. Section 5, your daily application routine. Let's build your hydration regimen. Having a clear step-by-step guide is for sure the best way to guarantee consistent results. Step 1. For your everyday daytime look, just apply the lip oil directly to clean, bare lips. Because it has that nice sheer tint, it'll enhance your natural lip color, while the hyaluronic acid gets right to work. Step 2. If you want a bit more glamour, you can absolutely layer this as a top coat over your favorite matte lipstick. It adds an incredible, cushiony shine and stops that matte color from totally drying you out. Step 3. If you truly want to transform your lips, you've got to incorporate the Hydro Boost Sleeping Mask Tube overnight. Applying a thicker layer right before bed ensures your lips are getting intense, uninterrupted conditioning the whole time you're asleep. And hey, because life is insanely busy, here are a few quick tips for applying this when you're on the go. Definitely keep a tube in your purse, your car, or at your desk. The formula features this really large plush doe foot applicator, which is fantastic because it glides so smoothly you can totally pull off mirror-free touch-ups. Honestly, whenever you feel that midday dryness starting to creep in, or if you just want to instantly smooth out your lip texture before jumping into a meeting, one quick swipe is literally all it takes to refresh that hyaluronic sponge effect. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Take a look at the lip products sitting in your bag right now and ask yourself, is your current lip care routine actively hydrating your skin at a cellular level, or is it just sitting on the surface, hiding the dryness until it inevitably wears off? You absolutely deserve skincare that works just as hard as you do, and understanding the science behind your products is the very first step. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and here is to much healthier, perfectly hydrated lips.